Right, so welcome to a new one on this channel, and on this one we need to talk about the MICROSHIFT. So the MICROSHIFT is an excellent tool to get thick, fat, wide sounds. Now the plugin, it's based on the Eventide H3000, a holy grail unit. Now how it works is just pretty simple. It detunes the sides and adds a little bit of delay, and there you go. That's how it works. The H3000 had a lot of presets, a lot. Now this plugin models two presets, it's going to be the 1 and the 2 on the style, and then the third one is a model, a recreation of a different hardware unit preset. All right, so let me play the track. I have a vocal track. If I turn it off,
we should go
the vocal track is super mono.
Now
we can see it. Now, as soon as I turn it on, and right now it's on default values, it goes completely wide. Now, what you need to notice is that the mix control, it's all the way wet. So this is maybe not the way of using this because, it's all the way wet. We are just using the process signal. There's nothing of the original signal going through.
You told me that we should go.
Now, if you're using this on a bus, well, yeah, you need to go all the way wet. Maybe right here is not the way, I want to use it. So I'm going to be going down on the wet, and we can now hear the original signal and then the process one.
You told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back.
Now, I'm going to leave it right here, kind of like it right there.
Now,
if I right-click, it's going to tell me how much I'm doing. And this is for all the different modules, all the different options. So maybe here is just too much.
You told me that.
Just adding a little bit, making the vocals wide. If I bypass,
begging for a place to stay. Oh, it's not right.
Right?
I wanna kiss you.
Really cool. Okay. So remember how this works. It's going to detune and then it's gonna delay. So this is gonna be the detune and this the delay. Now if I go all the way down, I'm gonna not use the delay for now. We're gonna do just the detune. Now if I right click it, by default you're doing 100% of the detuning. Now the detuning is very, very small. It's just very, very small. When you go all the way up to max, it's gonna be 200. So you're doubling whatever detuning it's doing. And right now, in the middle, 50%, it's just 100%. And if you double down, it's going to double down, right? It's going to go to 50%. So even if, if you're on 100%, you're going to go maybe a little bit more aggressive. Notice how different it sounds without the delay.
Now you're back, begging for a place to stay. Oh, it's not right.
Now if I go max, you can really notice the difference.
Kiss you when we fight.
Right?
You told me that.
Now, the good thing about this is that even if you're going max, it's maybe a little bit too much, but, it still sounds musical. And it's, one of those units where you can, go really aggressive and then just, use the blend and it will sound good.
But now you're back, begging for a place to stay. Oh, it's not right.
Right. So this is the detuning, right? It's going to detune. Now, the other one is going to be the delay. And this is like a slap back delay. It's a very short delay. And right now, it's really close, really tight. As we go up, we're going to start getting separation.
Begging for a place to stay. Oh, it's not right.
And if I go all the way up,
we
can really hear the slap back. Right?
You told me that.
And this is pretty much, how the unit works. You add a little bit of detune, how much separation you want, and then you use the wet and the dry and wet control.
Oh, it's not right.
And it's gonna instantly, make it wide.
Kiss you when we fight.
So I'm gonna put it on only maybe 15, 16%, and it's, getting the job done. Just making it, fat. Something else, giving us something else.
Now you're back.
So yeah, that's pretty much the whole plugin. It's a very simple plugin. How much detune, how much delay, and then you choose your blend control. And then you decide how much you want to do. And even if you're doing just a little bit or, going aggressive, it will always sound good. All right, so then we have the focus and then we have the style. So first we need to use the focus. Now, what we are doing, we are taking pretty much the whole signal and we are just, again, detuning and delaying, but it's the whole spectrum. Now, sometimes this is maybe not a good thing because you're just making everything wide, the full spectrum. So the focus, what will do, it will let you kind of filter the frequencies that you're going to be processing. So again, I'm going to be playing this, vocal track.
You told me
and I'm going to go really wet.
We should go
Maybe not that much, just a little bit. Now, right here on the spectrum, we can see the blue and the orange. This is the stereo representation. So right now, the focus is all the way down, so it means that we are pretty much affecting the whole signal. As I go up, and if I right-click it, it's going to let me know the frequency. It's going to start applying the effect, but not on the full spectrum. It's going to be 280 hertz and up. So it's going to be this section. As I keep going up, if I do 1K or something like that, notice that now we are just affecting it on a different way. Right?
You told me that.
And we can see it on the spectrum. Notice that this part is affected and this one, not so much.
Begging for a place to stay.
So this is what the focus means. So for example, if you have a bass and you want to, you have the higher end of the bass and the low end, you want to make it a little bit wide, the higher frequencies of the bass, but you don't want to touch the lower frequencies. Well, then you need to use the focus. Okay, so let me give you a different example with this focus. I'm going to go all the way down in focus. I'm going to be maybe doing 50% and, 50% and everything. And I'm going to play it. Right now it's bypassed. And this bass has a lot of higher frequencies. I did this on purpose so we can really see it. So if I enable it, we are pretty much, touching the whole spectrum. So again, maybe on a bass, it's maybe not that good. It depends on what you want to do, If I keep going up, it's gonna, make this part a little bit more solid and just, apply it to the higher frequencies, which is this section. And this one will leave it untouched. Right? So it depends on the material, if the instrument or whatever it is that you're trying to process. You might want to use the focus or not. All right, so now we need to talk about the styles, and the styles are really important because they are really different. So I'm going to be playing this vocal track. It's a mono track, and maybe you want to use this with mono sources. Still, I guess it's going to sum. If you're using a stereo track, it's going to sum it and then process. It spits the stereo out. So if I bypass, I'm going to go all the way up on the detune, all the way up on the delay, mix all the way up. So the one and the two are emulations of the same unit. And now they are really different, but think of them like this one is a little bit less aggressive and the number two is a little bit more aggressive. If you take a look at the spectrum, you're gonna be able to see the separation. So if I play it back again,
I need some space. Just think about it. Maybe separate is better.
so a lot of separation now. So I guess the delay times are just, a little bit more, even the detune as well.
Think about it.
Closer,
Maybe separate is better.
more separation. All right.
I will love the two forever.
So that's pretty much the difference. Now the third one is an emulation of a different unit. So it's going to be a little bit different from the one and the two. Now the two, it's really wide. It's just adds more separation. Now the third one, it's not that much. It's not as much as the two in terms of separation, but it has saturation. So we get a saturated sound. You can notice it right away. If I play it,
I need some space. Just think about it. Maybe
less separation right here.
separate is better. I will
But
love
also
the
notice that the
two
tone changes and it's a little bit brighter.
forever.
It's because of the saturation.
Some space. Just think about it.
So there's a tonal change
Maybe
now.
separate is better. I will love the two forever. I need some space.
Right, so that's the main difference with the styles. You get a not so aggressive one, a more aggressive one, and a little bit, saturated with the tonal change. Now the documentation is a little bit vague on the modes. It's not very informative. Now usually Soundtoys, they make good documentation. It's usually pretty good, so I cannot really complain about the documentation that we get from Soundtoys, from the company. It's usually pretty good. Now, this sounds great on pretty much everything. In my opinion, everything that you want to process a little bit more of the high frequencies, the bass, the higher end of the bass, vocals, it's fantastic. Leads, fantastic. Synths, fantastic. Guitars, great. If you have a guitar, and you need to add something that makes it, shine, makes it a little bit more wider, well, this is gonna, it's gonna help. You know what? Let's try it on some guitars. I'm gonna be playing it. Is a mono track. It's a nice guitar with a little bit of delay, super mono, right? Dead center. So I want to make this shine a little bit more. I'm gonna be just unbypassing. Goes really wide. Now remember that we are 100% wet. So I'm not using this on a bus. I'm using it on the same channel. So I'm gonna go down. Completely different, right? We want more delay to get that more slapback vibe. In this case, this clip already has delay, so I'm gonna be focusing on higher frequencies. I'm gonna go to the 2, wider, more tight, and then, a little bit more saturated. So, that's it, Now, the original guitar, it doesn't sound bad. The thing is that it lacks something. So, if you're using this on a mix bus or, on the same track and then you do parallel processing, it's gonna really make it shine. And it's really easy, you just throw it, blend, how much, just decide the style, and there you go. Pretty easy to use. It's a fantastic plugin. Alright, so that's it. Pretty much the whole plugin, one of my favorite plugins. If you liked all of this, please like and subscribe. And if you have the money and you want to buy me a coffee, you have the QR on the screen, and you can go to the links at the description, and you have links for PayPal, Patreon, and you have YouTube. Thanks. Alright, so see you on the next one.